Today we have Solana and Mike is joining us, who is the developer for Super Team Germany. And as part of Solana Venture 8, Solana Super Team DE track, we are hosting this workshop to help you understand all the ins and outs so that you can win the Solana grant. The structure of the session will be straightforward. Mike will explain about Solana ecosystem, how you can be benefited from that, and what can be the alpha you can use to win this bounty. And nice to meet you, Mike. Over to you.
Thanks.
And also one more, nice, sorry to interrupt. Questions we will take at the end of the session, so you can write that down and you can paste it in the chat also. So we'll take it at the end.
All right. So you prefer to have it all at the end? Like I can also break in the middle if you have some questions and then answer them directly. I mean, both works for me.
Sure, if it doesn't breaks your flow, we can do that.
Of course, of course. All right. So yeah, nice to meet you. Thanks for the warm introduction. I am actually like as Karan already said, the dev at Super Team Germany. And just to have like quick overview of what we do, I presented a small presentation. So let's see if that works here. So you know what we are about. I hope you see my screen. Is it visible?
Yes.
Yes. Great. So yeah, GM Tsunami Ventureathon. Great and warm welcome from me and the team. And like you probably heard about Solana, but not specifically of what Super Team is or like what Super Team Germany is. So this is like just a quick intro, like 5 to 10 minutes. And then we will get into the deep dive and tech and everything you need to be successful in this hackathon. So basically, Super Team Germany is the secret sauce for Solana because probably you might know, you see a blockchain, but you don't know how to start or where your point of entry is. And for Solana, this is exactly the case for us, that Super Team is the secret sauce or the first place to look at when you want to code on Solana. We know how like exhausting it is to learn new programming languages. If you are from the Ethereum space, you program on Polkadot or whatever, you always need to get into new tech. And this is where we come to. We are like community built to help not only programmers, but also whole like projects and hackathons. Let me just open the chat real quick to see, or like just interrupt me if you see any questions, because I don't always see the chat here. But yeah, nice to meet you, yeah, Louis. And let's keep going here. Basically, we are over, I think we are currently 10 or 12 different projects around the globe. So we are specifically from Germany, but we have France, UK, Poland, Turkey, and so on. Like we are really a whole mesh around the world to help builders in their local area to achieve their dreams or their projects while they are doing it or even starting it at the first start. And as you can see, there is none in the US. That's because in the US, there's the Solana Foundation, and they take over sort of those things. And there was a need to expand around the globe. And as mentioned, we are specifically in Germany, and Super Team Germany is pulling some great numbers. So we built very great talents, not only for the hackathon, but also after the hackathon, which is one of the most important things. What should you do after you have created your project? And we have some core features. So we do grants, as you might have heard already, as Karen mentioned at the beginning, where we help you develop the product. We know how hard it is to get a product from a starting point to an official startup. And usually, or mostly, not only the tech is needed, but also the funds. So this is where we help out to give you some cash prizes, some added benefits of talking to professionals like myself, for example. If you have any tech questions after this meeting or something was unclear, you can always reach out to me. I am free to help. And we have a global network. Currently we have a network of over 10,000 people on Twitter, and also on Telegram. We're very active. So if you did not know, if you can see my name, it's like @SuperteamDE. This is the tag for YouTube, Twitter, and there you can also find the connection to our Telegram, where we always are very active and help new builders to build a product. And yeah, the last point is the venture launchpads or the hackathons. This is basically where all of new startups start, where you first have your idea, develop it, and then work on the product. But how's the roadmap with us currently? We are currently in the very first stage. So you see it's September 21st, which is our next event. So for all of you who are near Aachen and you want to start building your idea, it's basically the ideation phase. So before the official hackathon starts, you can join our local areas like here in Dortmund, Munich, Aachen, Frankfurt, end of the month, and Berlin next month, where we really just focus on your idea. So let's say lots of people have problems of even creating an idea, but not only like producing it, but making a presentation, showing to people what they want to do and like what their goal is. So this is really the first point where you can start with your whole venture. And then after that, like of course, this ideathon also includes some cash prizes. So let's say you have a great idea, but you're not sure if it will succeed. Come to one of those locations, pitch your idea. We will give you feedback, and you might also win some nice cash prizes on top. And once you created those ideas and now think that you have a great chance because you won a cash prize, I see a question. Get details of Aachen event. Yeah, if you want details for the Aachen event, after this presentation, I can just show you the Luma link, and then you can check it out. Thanks for the question. Second. Yes, and right after the ideathon, there is the hackathon kickoff. So this is where the official hackathon starts. So even before you can participate in a global hackathon, we have the ideathon where you can already start with the idea itself. Then, and very important, what Superteam stands out of from other aspects or other communities that you have, we have workshops, boot camps, and the build station. So marked here in the middle, there is the build station that is the anchor point or the most important thing where you get intense feedback, like everyday training. And you can talk to mentors. I will be there myself. Currently, I'm not in Berlin, but specifically for this time, I will come. So for all devs, if you have any questions, need help there, being in Berlin at that time will be the most useful aspect because it's the end of the hackathon. You can work on your pitch deck, your video, your idea, and so on. Then the demo day is like the closing ceremony where you can present what you have built from September to end of October. And this cycle technically repeats twice a year. So we already did it the beginning of this year, and now we are doing it again, starting with the ideathon. And in the end, of course, we have investor dinners at Soho House, which we don't know the specific timeline for that, but this is the place where you can meet like the big money, sort of, right? If you want like larger funding, VC money to accelerate even more, then this would be the place to be at. Meet our team. So as you can see, we have just only 4 people that are managing the ecosystem quite well, in my opinion. We have Patricia, who is the super team lead. Unfortunately, she couldn't join us, but she's driving the ecosystem, like building partnerships with different companies. We have Carlo, who does a great job with community building. So if you have questions not regarding specifically the development or how to build on Solana, he would be the guy to contact, and he will help you out. He's longer than me in this space, so he has lots of connections and can help you out in that regard. And of course, we have Emilia, who's our social media lead. So all the posts you see on on Twitter from SuperteamDE is basically coming from her. And yeah, that's our small team that drives a big ecosystem. Now, to stay connected, probably what you have also mentioned here, if you scan this QR code, there will be all things regarding, I think this will be the link to our link tree, where I recommend you to follow the Twitter, which is like the central hub or where you get the information. But if you want to get deeper in contact, then definitely join our Telegram, and there you will get even more information. Okay, let me just see through the questions that we have here. Can you join online for the event? Can you specify which event you mean? Because if it's the ideathon, unfortunately, you wouldn't be able to work remotely because it's all about pitching the idea, and you have just like higher chances to win overall. But let me know if you mean something else. Then is it this specifically for, oh, yeah, okay, the idea. Okay, great. Then unfortunately not. But for the hackathon itself is a global one, so you can join regardless. And like we will always help you out, even if you are not in Berlin or during this ideathon. Next question, is this specifically for blockchain or also solely AI builders? This is primarily on blockchain. And of course, while you are building any project on blockchain, you can merge it with AI. That's totally up to you. So Solana itself, maybe if you don't know Solana, it is like one of the biggest blockchains. So hopefully that clarifies this. Could you please share the application link for the Solana cohort? With cohort, can you specify what you mean there? Or if you mean the build station, I can look it up later if we already have it. If not, it will be in our Twitter coming up soon. There's a longer message. I might just skip it because it's way too much. If you could compress it down to a smaller format, that would be great. There is one in Munich, exactly. The one in Munich that here, just go back to the slides. We had one ideathon on the 12th. So if you have missed it, unfortunately, it's already over. But yeah, if you happen to be in or one of the other places, then there would be a great chance to participate as well. Live app to receive funding for development on Solana. Yeah, regarding the grant, I think we will cover it later. So just hold tight and we will discuss that. I mean, Rust development. Yes, for Rust development, we have some tools. I will show all the developing tools just in a minute. And the build station, yes, I think we don't have it yet. So just look out for our Twitter. I will put up the QR code again here so you can view it. And if you follow it, we will post everything there. Because up to the build station, there's already like more than a month left. So this will be something we will clarify later on. All right, then let's go into the specifics about developing on Solana. So from the Tsunami team, can you specify for me and for the audience what tech stack you have, or like what builders do you have, so I know sort of how and what way to make the interaction?
Yeah, so I think most of our builders are in the Web3, DeFi, and AI realm.
Mm-hmm. But are they like programming specifically on one chain, or is it like Ethereum, or is it all just chain agnostic, every chain?
Yeah, I can answer that. Hi. So we are chain agnostic. They are choosing whichever chain is more suitable for their solution, because each chain has their own pros and cons depending on what they're building or they're trying to do. Are they trying to develop in a specific chain community? It's up to them. So from this point of view, we are actually not recommending a specific chain. It's up to them. Is their choice, basically. So if they want to build on Solana, happy to hear that. If they want to build on other chain, if they think it's more suitable for them, yeah, we give them this freedom. So no worries. There's no specific chain we are recommending of.
All right, got it, got it. I see there is a question by Andy, so maybe we can.
Yeah, I wanted to add to what Sebastian said, why I had the question in the chat as well, because we are developing, for instance, on EVM compatible, but it's still a big jump. So maybe from that perspective, you could approach it from that perspective to actually move to Rust. I'm not a dev, but I know my colleagues are EVM compatible developers. Point is, I know it's a hurdle to move from EVM, for instance, to Rust.
Mhm. Yes, sure. I will show you some different aspects that you can use, or some dev tools even. So we will look into it. All right. So like knowing that you come from different spaces, I think I would just give you like an overall rundown of what we do, or like what you can do while starting, and we come to the point like from EVM to SVM, like Solana Virtual Machine. We will go through all of that. So first of all, I hope you have some Notion page or something that's written down, or just message me if you don't find the link. I can DM them to you on Twitter for sure. It's my Pavel, but I will also show it to you later. So starting off with the main page is like build.superteam.fun, which is a URL that provides by Superteam, or the overall organization. And here, like the first link would be a general advice on how to start your business. So if you are up for the venture-thon and want to create a project, here are some 5 pro tips of 2 of the most prominent phases in Solana, which is also like Cash here. They talk about 5 tips of what to look into when you create a product. So this would be definitely one thing to look at. But what I recommend you as well is to look for SuperteamDE, which is our personal YouTube channel. And I host there also some developer guilds where, for example, right now, since we are building up to the hackathon stage, if you go to playlists and then to developers guilds, you will find lots of different tools that you can use. For example, here last week we had a talk with a previous global hackathon, no? And I mean, like, think of it, you have the Solana hackathon where you have over 1.5 thousand submissions, and he was the person who won the first prize. So if you want hands-on feedback and like knowledge that he had, who is Leo, he is definitely the person to look out for. And next week we will have like also one hour long presentation, definitely worth checking out. Speaking of like tools that you can use, we had also playlists for the Zero to Starter Bootcamp, which is similar, like a even longer playlist where we were at the build station, the official one that we will also use for the next presentations, or the next hackathons. Here you can find lots of tools, not only developer tools, but you get to learn how to create a startup from the pitch deck itself, like how to pitch, how to work with people, how to test with people, like all important stuff that most of developers do not look into, but are extremely important. You can find them here. We have lots of different professionals, and definitely worth checking out. But going back into the page that we have, the build tools, we have a big repo of past hackathon winners. So if you don't want to just look into the one hackathon winner that we had on stage last week, you can find all different use cases. For example, let's say you are into DeFi and you want to see how previous Solana winners did it. Just go to the DeFi section. And here you see the breakout hackathon was the last hackathon. And if you click on a link I see that it's not loading currently. Yeah, maybe they still need the updates, but if you scroll down further, reflect. This is exactly the project, like the person who was the winning hackathon. You can find all the details. So the GitHub repo, you can see the website, what they did, the Twitter handle. Twitter is also a very important thing. Like when you are participating, you want your product to be visible. And Twitter is the space to propagate it, to talk about it, and to show it to the world. And if your product gets seen, then you have higher chances to win. So see how they did it, or other companies, of course. Like you don't have to look into DeFi. For example, you could also be into mobile applications. Then it goes the same for that. Look into how they have done it. Definitely a very powerful tool when you are looking into copying strategies that winning projects have done before. Further, if you're struggling with creating your pitch deck, we already have a ready template that you can adjust to your needs. You can just go through there, see how, like there are some examples of how you can do it. You can personalize it totally as up to you, like how you want to purvey it. But there's just some tools that you can use. Like you don't have to do everything from scratch. This not only goes for the pitch decks, but for everything that you do. Like also for programming, we have great Solana libraries that you can just use, copy, so you don't have to program everything from scratch. And afterwards, like after the whole presentation and hackathon pitching, we have a list for all VCs. So if you are in a low further stage, like more experienced and want to now, coming from the hackathon, building your project even further, then we have a huge list of VCs that you can contact with all the websites and what sectors they are specified, what rounds they support. So definitely tools that you might want to look into. And this would be, oh yeah, also one thing, there's the developer tools that we can not skip. Here's everything that you might need, like starting on from a beginner. I think this might be cumbersome if you are a complete beginner and you just see this sheet. So if you want a more humane approach, then check out our YouTube page. We have some workshops where you can see how to build on Solana or how to start your journey. For this specifically, I recommend in this bootcamp to look into Solana Dev 101, where you first start writing your first dApp on chain. So you go through the whole installation process. What do you need on your machine? Like what's hardware you might need, and specifically the software that you have to install on your device. Then from that, once that is reached, we will show you how to create your first dApp, like from the whole programming thing, how to copy the CLI, how to put it online, how to work with a wallet, and yeah, just overall great stuff that you can find in this presentation. I might do another one in 2 weeks, so just let me know if you're interested into that stuff. I will happy to hear about it and then create a new one with updated libraries, because I think this library is already outdated since it's a half year ago, but not much has changed, so you can also use this. And if you are going deeper into the tech, for example, you are building with Archium, then you might go here and check it out how they do it. There's all links regarding the docs. So it's like an all-in-one thing at one place at build.superteam.fun/resources. Let me just quickly look in the chat. Do we have some questions here? Yeah, for the multi-chain aspect, I will cover that in a bit. Definitely hold tight to that. All right. Looks good so far. Then I will continue with the starting point. So if you don't want to look through the whole video, but you still want to start, the official Solana website, solana.com/developers, like here's DE because it's in German, but it will apply to your language as well. Is the developer resources. Don't mind it, it's in German. But if you click on the build jetzt bauen button, which is like build now, you will see a quick start. Like this is the place where you have a really vast and big overview about the things you can do on Solana from a theoretical perspective, but also from a hands-on perspective. And there are like lots of different tools you can use. For example, here this solpg.io is a playground where you can write your first Rust smart contracts, and it will show you you have already a wallet here. Okay. Let's see here. There's the wallet. You see on what chain you are. Like this is the depth and how much Sol you have, and you can just start off writing your own smart contracts here with Rust, of course. Like if you're coming from the Ethereum space, this might be a big factor to think about, but how we can overcome it, we'll show you in a bit. Now, all the resources are here. You can go through how to start off. This is an online environment. In Ethereum, we have a similar environment that you can use online if you don't want to install all the dependencies. So this is basically the same playground, but in Rust. All right, so I recommend, if you want a quick start, look into this website. Now, if you are looking for any ideas, like as I mentioned, we have the ideathon where you should come up with any idea that you want to work on during the hackathon, for example, or your next startup. But if you don't have any ideas, I recommend to look through the ideas page. Yeah, this also is divided by 20 different things. Like if you want to program mobile with Blinks, which is a specific tool as well, you will find all sorts of different ideas here. I covered that, and now we come to the cross-chain aspect. So if you are someone coming from the EVM space, like you solely built on Ethereum, but you want to also have your same smart contracts with like different aspects, but on Solana, then I recommend to look on Wormhole. Wormhole is one of the biggest companies out there to deal with cross-chain interoperability. And again, I only can recommend you looking into the YouTube page, because we have a person like DDevrel from Wormhole who will give you a much deeper introduction into Wormhole that I could ever do. So if you just scroll down here, look for this one, which is Understanding Wormhole, deep dive with Evgeny. He will show you all the details. But basically, if you just want a quick overview, wormhole.com is the page, and then the docs will be, let me just go to the official docs. You can start off there, go to developer tools, and start simply by playing around with it, seeing how to integrate it in your code. But this is mostly if you want to have like your product on both EVM chains and SVM chains. But what about if you're just an EVM builder and you want your smart contract to deploy on Solana as well? This is where we have Neon EVM. Maybe some of you may have heard about it. It's basically the tool where you develop EVM dApps, and they will compile it into Rust in the background and then run it as a Neon EVM chain contract, and then it will be compatible on Solana as well. So I think that should answer the question that we had earlier in the chat. If you are a pure Ethereum dev and you don't want to learn Rust, then Neon EVM would be the place to start. You can see the org. If you want the links, I can message them or send them here in the chat as well. That would work. But this would be one thing to think of. Of course, it's always better to write from scratch from Rust, but I know that lots of devs do not have the the opportunity to have somebody who is into that stuff. So definitely a point to look into. And that would be like a simple point from my side of showing you how to start on Solana. If you have any questions or want me to repeat anything, please let me know. But this is what I have prepared so far, and we can go into detail of whatever you want. Maybe before we move on, I will just quickly look for the Luma link, so you can see, like, for the ones that are in Aachen. In the meantime, you can ask me some questions. I will just need like a couple of seconds to look into that. Right, just found it. So this would be the link, luma.com/accelerate Aachen. I will also post it here to everyone to see. So there you go. All right. Did I miss any other questions? Identity-based infra tooling and so on. Polygon ID or WorldCoin. That's an interesting thing. I think we have the Solana passport. I'm not specifically sure, but we have some kind of passport going on. So maybe you might look into Solana passport if you will find it. Though I didn't see much popularity there. I don't know. What about Fediverse? Can you specify? Like Jay wrote something down about Fediverse. I don't know what that is. So if you can clarify it, I will look into that. I see somebody already has Rust language skills. That's great. If you are into Solana trading and DeFi, definitely look into Jupiter. Jupiter is the biggest DEX aggregator that is out there. So Jup, let me just see. Jup.ag is the name of the exchange, and there are lots of different. We'll just have to look into, but definitely Jupiter, like Jup.ag, is the place to look into. All the DeFi stuff will be covered there. On open source social media Fediverse. Okay, I did know about it. I know that there is Farcaster. So Farcaster is a social media on chain. You might look into that. I'll just look it up for you. Farcaster. This is the social media that people use in the web space. So maybe you might look into that. Random question, but do you have Solana Seeker? And if yes, what's your thought on it? Yes, I have a Solana Seeker. I like the aspect that you have like specifically a different chip. So just maybe some overall information for all of you who don't know what the Seeker is. It's just like a phone. I don't have it right by my side, but it's just a phone that has a different chip inside it that acts as a hardware wallet. So you might know the problem about software and hardware wallets, that you don't want to keep your crypto on a software. Exactly. I see Andy has the phone. So if you see him, he's showing off his device. Exactly. That's how it looks like. So it's just a simple phone with a hardware device inside there. And what I like about it is that the private key will be only on this chip, so you cannot reveal the key. It has tremendously security advantages over regular software. For example, you see here in the top corner of my screen, I have MetaMask, Phantom, other wallets like some Neo, Backpack, and so on. Those are software wallets. So technically, if you will have some malicious code on your device, on your laptop or phone or whatever, there might be able to recover the private key. But if you have the phone the chips are designed in a way that all transaction going into the hardware wallet or the chip of the device will be signed on the chip, so only encrypted data leaves the device itself. So you only sign what you want to sign. I use it personally for like having like a hardware wallet on Solana, but there is also a very great hackathon going on in Solana. I think if it just ended with building on Solana Mobile. So if you are into building on Solana Mobile, this might be an advantage for you to start working there. I want to ask if there was any Solana groups. I'm not sure with Fidaverse, so sorry I cannot answer you this specific question. Seeker ID. Yeah, the Seeker ID is like the just identifier, like a Soulbound token. And you can, yeah, maybe there are like some more stuff out there. Can make use of it somehow to add more data to transport. So I think the Seeker ID is only bound to people that have a Seeker. So if you happened to have a Seeker, you might have the opportunity to create like your own ID and then use it for verification methods. Of course, maybe this would be a great thing to use for the mobile hackathon. But of course, there's a problem again if you don't have the phone or the Seeker itself. It might be hard to use it or build around with it. Questions. No phone. Yeah, I like maybe you can still code on the phone even if you just like want to play around with it. Like definitely testing tools will be with it, but there might be some without it. How do I join the SuperteamDE Telegram? Good question. If you scan this QR code, let me just show it up. I also just tested live just to be sure if it's out there. I see we have some blue marks on the screen. I don't know how they appeared, but I cannot see a reverse thing. But yeah, if you copy this thing, this QR code, just scan it, then you will have here on our link tree, the second from the bottom is our Telegram channel, and everybody who is joining now will be accepted and later on by Carlo, who is dealing with all the community stuff. So this would be the link here. I will leave this one open and see through the other questions. Works perfectly. I don't know if that's regards to something else, but that's great to hear. All right, so far I don't see more questions, but maybe from the Tsunami team. Do you think those tools can be shared somehow with the community, or should I just post all the links at once in the chat so for everybody who sees it, just have it as a all-around view? All right, then I will just go through the direction as I have presented it. So at first we have the resources, like one page for all different tools. And then the YouTube channel that you might want to look out if you are a person that wants somebody to teach you those stuff, which I personally like most, like just learning through videos. Then look through our YouTube. Solana Quick Start. If you want to start from the very beginning with all theoretical science behind it, then this would be the link for you. SolPG you can find on the Quick Start, but I can also post it here. Then my bar is blocked. Okay, there is the ideas for any ideas that you might want to have. This you can also find in our YouTube repo. Okay. Word wormhole. Now I made it in the same message with the getting started with the docs here. So wormhole again is if you are knowledgeable in both chains like EVM and SVM, this would be for you because it's just like an added functionality where you can write cross-chain smart contracts. And Neon EVM. this would be for all people who are familiar with EVM, but wants to start with SVM, like Solana Virtual Machine. This would be for you, and all Jupyter related stuff for DeFi. Then I can recommend Jupyter. And for social media, because it was asked, Farcaster, maybe they have some dev tools there. I don't work with Farcaster myself, but I just know that they exist, so maybe you can look into that and see yourself. All right. The invite link on Telegram or Telegram. If that's the case, then definitely. So the question was, or the thing somebody raises that the link has expired. If that's the case, copy this QR code. And there we have the link tree. I can also send the link tree directly into the chat. So look there. There we have the official links. Thanks for raising the points. I will look into that and we will update it on our platform. And yeah, as you mentioned, like, I don't know, you probably found the website somewhere, but now that you mention it, we have a website as well, like every super team. And what would be interesting for you is the global hackathon. If you want to keep up to date, but don't want to have the Twitter, but just like a whole roundup of events that we had and that we will have, definitely sign up to our newsletter. This is a place where you find all the details in a compact email, like just one email with all the events that we had, that we will have. And just as I mentioned, like if you put down your email, make sure to verify it on your email provider, because that's the only way how you will verify that you want to actually get the newsletter. So one thing, build station. Here, this is where everything is building up to. Right. Happy to answer any further questions that you have. So feel free to write them down. Not a question. Solana data any chains. All right, there are some tools that Louis is presenting. Louis, if you want to like raise your hand and speak something, then up to you. But Jupyter as well as SPL tokens. All right, great stuff. We will do a workshop. Okay, I see. Then you see Louis is presenting some stuff for another tools that you can use. So definitely check it out. Applications within Super Telegram was turned down. I don't know what that is about. If it's the case, message me on Twitter. I will just post my Twitter here. At Mike Pavel. So this is where you can find me. Message me if you have any problems of joining any links there, and I will deal with that. Exactly. Oh yeah. Okay. If that's the case, that's no problem. We just have a specific mechanism that we don't allow everybody to join because we get botted quite a lot. So if you join, just wait a bit. I will message our community lead to take care of this. The question was if we are hiring anybody. At the moment, we are not hiring anybody at Solana. We are already a small team. That's true. But we have opportunities like Super Team Earn. So maybe you want to look into that if you want any other like grants or money that you want to earn on top, which is not from us. I see I'm not connected. let's just do that real quick. Right, you can create your own profile on earn.superteam.fun. I will post the link in the chat for everybody. And this is like inside the Solana space. If you want to have any work on top, you want to work on some special products on the side, you can find any there. Like, for example, dev.fun is also a partner, or like somebody that was on our podcast that we had, or like Developers Guild. And here, for example, you have a prize pool of $5,000 and the submission is ongoing. So for 6 days, you can code anything on their platform. It is a vibe coding platform where you just write any messages and then yeah, it codes a complete website for you or a product. You can look into that. All resources in Earn. So if you sign up for a profile, you can get news related to what's coming up there. So this is an aspect that we can provide, but we are not hiring anybody at this moment. Hi, both. All right. Same request for Telegram. Like all the people joining the Telegram now, you should be able to join later on. I see that we have like lots of new members joining. Just bear with us. I will notify our team and then you will be invited shortly. Like you can join in a bit. The Telegram link again, sure thing. So let's just look at because I posted it just here. So we have the link tree. Let me open it up. This is the link tree for all links. And to join the Telegram. Okay, here, this is Telegram link. And there, just wait a bit, we will invite you, or we will accept every single one of you after a while. Of course, if you're not a bot, we will check that. All right, yeah, I still don't know how the lines on the screen have come up. I don't know if it's just for me. But yeah. All right, if you have any questions, write them down. I have still some time, or if there is anything you want me to clarify or show again, or if you want anything to be answered, feel free to leave them here. We still have some time for that.
Mike, I'll ask a question. I'm not sure if you clarify this or not, but I'm just gonna ask it anyway. So, as you know, Tsunami is a global venture building, so we don't have people from a specific region. Yes, we have a few teams that are from Germany, but we might have some from other parts of the world, not even Europe. So let's just say if someone will apply for this grant and they have a really great project, but they are, I don't know, someone in Asia or in Africa or anything else, is there any issues for them to get the grant, or it doesn't matter?
I think it depends. So in the best way to clarify it, I would recommend you to write your specific case in Telegram, and our community manager and the global leads, so Carlo and Patricia, will look into that. So in your specific case, like it might be that you are somebody in Asia and you just specifically program for like our hackathon, and you clarify that you get help from Super Team Germany. We might be able to help you out. We have grants that are specifically for German citizens, and we have grants that are global. So for all grants, you would have to check the description. It might be that you will get help regardless of where you're from.
Yeah, no, I was just saying specifically for the teams that are in our cohort, right? So for Tsunami cohort, right? So because as I said, they are from all over the world. So if a team, in the Tsunami cohort wants to build on Solana, I don't know yet. It's just a hypothetical, scenario, and they will apply, but they're not from Germany. That's why I wanted to know and to clarify, because some who are not here might ask this question. So it would be good to have at least a guidance rather than, if it's not a specific question answer. I mean, at least to know what would be the procedure to do so. Yeah. So yeah, I think that was important to clarify. It was not for me specifically. It was just kind of for the whole cohort in case
yes.
they would want to know that. Okay, thank you.
Yes, as I understood it, we have a specific grant only for Tsunami. So
Yeah.
that would include everybody participating.
Okay. Yeah, that's why I asked. So it's specifically for Tsunami, not general.
Yes, we have a specific grant for Tsunami. As we are collaborating with you guys, this would be like a specific thing that we offer to your community.
Awesome. Thank you, Mike.
Right. There are some more questions that popped up. I will just look through them. Okay, here's some questions about the track itself. Separate track cannot qualify even though they got to build with Solana tech. I'm not sure how the Ventureton itself is built up, but I think you can submit your product to different pools, right? This would be more a question for Tsunami than myself. But I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yeah, so if you are building on Solana, and not only on Solana, but on different chains, like for example, you use cross-chain interoperability, then you might qualify for different projects. So just submit to both, or like more, definitely do that. If we okay, then the next question is a good question. Do you have like any focus on certain area or criteria when selecting projects, like real-time application, strong community, or customer database? This is a great overall question would be cannot like say that you should just build on DeFi. It always depends on your use case. So if let's say we compare gaming to DeFi is a huge sector that might be lucrative to most businesses, but that does not mean that DeFi is a better place to work or like to start your project on. So it's not about what project you build, but how you create it, and always how you show it to the public. So if you have a strong community, for example, or lots of users building or using your application, then of course you will get like a higher grade, higher ranking. If let's say if you're in gaming for this case, rather than if you are like in some company that is doing something with DeFi, but which has no users at all. So it's all about like user adaptation, how you present your product. If there is a business case in the future, of course, you don't have to have users at the moment because it's just a hackathon, right? But if you can show us that your project is viable, that it might be used in the future for like in a real world use case, then you will have really good chances to win. And for all details on how to achieve that, look through our YouTube channels where we provide all the nice details. And definitely this one developer guide I just want to show again. It's with a previous hackathon winner, how to win a global hackathon. I will post it again here so you can look through it. And it was a great discussion on how you can, from the basics to the ends, how you should work with your product to make it successful. All right. Which I can apply into. So great to hear that you have something. How do I submit a grant application? Okay, that was already answered. I hope I answered all questions. If I left something behind, just copy it and message again. So if I didn't clarify any steps, let me know.
Thanks so much. Thanks, Mike, for doing this session. We will soon create a Solana Discord group for Venturethon participants. And if any of you have any doubt, Mike will be there to answer them all. And just to wrap everything up, Venturethon builders, during our building week, you all can utilize the features of Solana, stack everything that Mike has explained to us in your project. And during the submission, select Solana track button on Founders. We will then forward your submissions to Solana and they will select you for grants. So this is how the system will go. And on that note, here's also a quick reminder that we have a team building session tomorrow. If you haven't received your calendar invites, please go check out our Luma and don't forget to register for the event. I have shared the link in the chat. Maybe I'll share it again once more. And Mike will see you on our Discord very soon.
Just one thing, because we like used Discord before, but changed to all Telegram. Would it work for you if anybody that has like questions would either message me directly on Telegram or Twitter? So like here, I just post my Twitter. This is like a most direct thing where you can reach out to me. I would prefer it personally since I don't use Discord. So if you can like send any links that direct from Discord to me, I would be happy to help out.
Sure, we
Are
can.
you comfortable with Telegram? Because we can't DM you on Twitter if we are not followed back.
I see. Okay, yeah. Like my Telegram ads, I will also send it here. I think you should be able to instantly reach out to me. I think I didn't have any blockers there. Let me just see. Okay, there's the chat. It's again at Mike Pavel. So if Twitter does not work, like you can try. Maybe it works for some of you who it does not work for. Just write in Telegram at Mike Pavel. Or maybe I'll just see a direct link here that I can post to you. But usually that should work. How do I share? My profile. Oh, there it is. Got it. Copy the link. Okay, it's just t.me. I should have known that. So now the first link is for my Twitter where you can reach out to me. The second one is my name where you can find me on all socials. It's always at Mike Pavel. And then the Twitter would be t.me/Mike Pavel.
Great. Thanks, Mike.
I see you have already some questions. I will answer them after the call. Yeah, thanks for inviting me. I wish you all the best during your projects. And again, if you need some help, reach out to me. I will try my best, or like connect you to people that can help you better than me. Like with Wormhole, we have some great developers out there as well.
And yes, June, we will share the recording with you all tomorrow. So yeah, thank you so much. Thanks, Mike. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night or day. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Good luck.
Thank you, Mike.
Bye-bye.
Bye.